Greetings YouTube and welcome to the 26th episode of Waking the Dragons, in which I'm going to be talking about Shadow Specters and basically what we as Dragon players should be looking out for. It's been a long time since I've talked about a set for dragons, and I kind of skipped over Attack on Galaxy, but that's because we all knew what was in it. But this one's kind of surprising because there's a decent amount of dragon cards in here. Not all of them are great, mind you, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised because Shadow Specters basically is an awful set when you look at it. The only good cards in here really are a couple Bujins, a couple one-off things like the Humiliated Tree Spirit, and I don't even know really what else. Like Ghost Tricks aren't doing anything. Mecha Piece, they're not doing anything. The Monarch card is awful. Spirit Monsters, I don't even know, like, this set overall just doesn't really seem that impressive, and apparently it tanked in Japan, and that's one of the reasons why I'm guessing that there's so many Noble White TCG exclusives in here, so that people will be more inclined to buy them. That's also probably why several other high-profile cards are secret, but thankfully the cards that we're interested in aren't that high rarity. Felbrand is the exception, but you probably only really need one for 8-axis Dragon Rollers. That being said, let's go over all the Dragon and Dragonish cards that are in here. First one, Labradorite Dragon. He's a level 6 Dark Dragon type tuna monster with no attack and 2400 defense, so he's a cards of consequence target, and he's conveniently something that works very nicely with Hieratics and Chaos Dragons. Hieratics is obvious. You summon this guy when you when you sack off any of your Hieratics. Unfortunately, there's no generic level 12 synchro you can make with this in Tefnut or Sue, but this guy plus S-Set or Nepset is a Star Eater, which is pretty nice in itself. He's also, again, a 6, so you can make a tune with it, and conveniently you can also banish it in a Hieratic monster for a Blackluster Soldier, if you want to do that, or like Pulsar Dragon. There's a couple applications of this guy, Hieratics and Chaos Dragons. This guy allows you to make use of Dragon Shrine. The reason for this is you can send it in a Eclipse Orb into the graveyard, banish your Red Med or your Dark Arm, then you just banish these two cards for your Dark Flare Dragon, and if you happen to have a means getting like Pulsar out, or in the grave, like you just pitch another dragon from your hand to put Pulsar in the grave, then you can banish that Dark Flare for Red Med and set it lock, and Dragon Shrine can be used to keep filling your graveyard. Millis Chaos Dragons are definitely a possibility after this set, and hopefully when the ban list comes around and it finally does something about Dragon Rulers, other dragon strategies such as Hieratics, Chaos Dragons, and Dragoonity will still be of use. Then moving on to the effect monsters, first we've got Mythic Tree Dragon, and I'll also put in Mythic Water Dragon because these two are really used together. Mythic Tree Dragon is a level 4 Earth Dragon who has 100 attack and 1400 defense, making him a Debris Dragon target and with a better effect than Golem Dragon, therefore already supplanting Golem Dragon as your go-to Debris level 4 target in Disaster Dragon decks. Now what does this guy do? Once per turn you can target a Water Dragon type monster you control and have this guy copy its level. The obvious target would be the Mythic Water Dragon, who you can special summon from your hand if you control an Earth monster. You can only summon this guy from your hand once in a turn, and only one. Yeah, you can only special summon Mythic Water Dragon once per turn this way. And basically, you can normal summon Mythic Tree, special summon Mythic Water, and have Tree copy Water to become a level 8, allowing you to go into your rank 8 such as Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, Heliopolis, what have you. There's also Thorgan and Dragulon in here, but I'll talk about them in a bit. Interestingly enough, Mythic Water Dragon can also be special summoned while you control a Scrap Dragon because he's an 8, so you can make your Scrap Dragon, then special summon Water, and from here you can go into a rank 8, or you can pop Water to blow up a card and not have to give up your Scrap Dragon. And Mythic Tree Dragon can also copy other dragons that are water, such as, let's see, we've got Dragon Ice at level 5. I think Frost and Flame Dragon is of a different level? I don't remember. Let's look this up right now, actually. Frost? No, I'm spelling it wrong. Frost and Flame Dragon. I don't remember if he's a 6 or a 7. Let's just look this up right now. Oh, he's a 6. Well, I guess you could copy this guy, but that will require you to special summon this guy, and that's going to be extremely difficult. So, yeah, you know what? Let's just forget about this guy and go back to Mythic Wood Dragon for a bit. or Mythic Tree Dragon, I forget. But you can have him copy Tidal, who is also run in most Dragon decks, to make him level 7 and therefore going into rank 7s easier. And the interesting thing is now you've got more dragons to search off of Rulers, especially Mythic Water Dragon, because now you finally have something else to search off of Tidal after you've banished that third copy. Which is kind of nice, and allows you to make 21 rank 8s by simply banishing Redox and Tidal to summon Blaster or what have you. These two cards are also common. Labradorite Dragon is a super, but I don't see this being any more than $1.50, $2, because only 2 decks are going to run this anyway. These you should hopefully be able to pull a couple copies out from your 5 booster packs. If not, then hopefully you won't have too much difficulty picking them up at your sneak peeks. They are, again, should be very, very easy to get. I would probably pay no more than 50 cents for each one, but that's just me. So 2 of these each. You probably don't even need more than 1 per deck, but I would just get 2 to be safe. Then as far as other dragons in here, you've got Protect Dragon. It lets you protect your equipped cards from being destroyed by effects, and also gains attack for each equipped card on it. But if you're in a position to be normal summoning, or summoning just an 8-star dragon to begin with, why would you summon this guy over, say, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, White Knight Dragon, Tyrant Dragon, or better yet, Yamada Dragon, Enlightened Darkness Dragon, or Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon? Like, this guy just eats up a slot that is just better off on you. Frick, I would even summon Blue Eyes over this. Then there's Drain Dragon, level 8, 4000, but you can't summon it except from a Dragon-type Xyz Monsters effect, which is Queen Dragoon and Dragulon, and Queen Dragoon negates his effect. Dragulon is summoning this from the hand, and when he's summoned, you gain attack equal to the difference between your life points and your opponent's if you have less. So if you're like down 1000 to their 8, then he gains 7k, but he can't do damage to your opponent the turn you use his effect, and you can never attack directly. So they've made an extremely cumbersome dragon that's really difficult to summon, and it's just not worth the time. So these 2 pass. Then for the Xyz, we got number 46, Dragulon, who requires 2 level 8 dragons. He's a 3000, and he's got some interesting effects that honestly make me want to pick up a copy. Once per turn, if you control no other monsters, you can detach an Xyz material from this card and activate one of his effects. You can special summon a dragon from your hand. Okay. You can take 1 dragon your opponent controls. It doesn't say until the end phase, so it's a snatch steal. Or dragon-type monsters your opponent controls cannot activate their effects until the end of your opponent's turn. This one's a bit interesting too, as you could possibly use it to lock down things like Stardust, Stardust Spark, although he can chain in response to that, Scrap Dragon. There's a couple ways to use this. I think it's going to be that snatch steal effect that will probably be the most used, as you could potentially take a Redox that your opponent has, and you can use that as overlay material with your Blaster or your Tidal or what have you. And the special summon a dragon from your hand could also be used for some meat rushing. He's going to be a super and an ultimate. Shouldn't be too hard to get though. I don't think you'll ever need to get multiples. Divine Dragonite Felgrand is probably going to be the chase card of the set. You guys probably know what this guy does. 2 level 8s once per turn. During either turn, you can detach a material from this card to target one face-up monster on the field. Its effects are negated, but it's unaffected by other card effects. This can be used in the damage step to dodge things like Brightco and infantry and what have you, and he's just an overall ridiculously good card. You can target himself to make him unaffected by Blaster, Dark Hole, Deprison, what have you. I mean, I can only imagine how much trouble Monarchs and Evil Swarm have against this thing. You can even make himself unaffected by Swift Scarecrow, like Star Eater, and just this is a good card. It'll be secret, ultimate, and ghost, but I probably would not go to the trouble of getting this at the sneak unless you can get it for a decent bargain, because I would not pay more than 25 bucks for this thing at lowest. Dragon Shield, equipped to only a dragon monster. I cannot, you know what? No, let's just skip past this. It's not good at all. Drivard is going to be a super rare and allows you to special summon a normal monster in your graveyard with 1000 or less attack and defense position. You can also attribute a dragon monster to target a monster you control. Until the end phase, it becomes level 8 and it gains 800 attack. No one's really going to be looking for this thing, but if you're looking to play Chaos Dragons without milling, then this is something you need to pick up, as this plus Labradorite Dragon is an instant Trident Dragion. So, also he's a dark, so that could be a help tool as well. Then, the last two cards I want to talk about are White Dragon, White Reverse Star, and, whoops, not him, Black Dragon Collapsed Serpent. Also, we're getting Komodo Dragon, but I've already done a video on him. It'll be a super, but honestly, it's not going to be that outstanding. I think Trigon is still the better card for Dragon Voice Full Dragons. And then White Reverse Star and Collapsed Serpent, they're both common, and we all know how good they are. They make Chaos Dragons able to run without Light Sworns. You can throw them in a lot of decks as tribute fodder like Monarchs or Plants. These guys can help actually make the Mega Monarchs playable. And, well, I just have to say is, Konami, you're a little bit too late to release these things, but again, maybe next format these will be a thing. Pick up the full playset if you can. Hopefully these will be usable after the ban list, because I can just only think of the combos you can do with these, again, especially with things like Labradorite Dragon, and now the Dragon Shrine is a thing. So now you can just put the piece you're missing to start going off with these things. You can put a Collapsed Serpent, the Ebony Dragon, from your deck into the graveyard, and then banish that to summon this, and tribute this to summon whatever. Like, you see where I'm going with this stuff? So, all in all, again, Shadow Specters is a pretty garbage set, aside from quite a few things, but for Dragon players, it has just enough to make at least the sneak peek worth it. I probably would never purchase a box of this, though. Definitely not, because you're definitely not going to get your money back. All in all, yeah, those are just the cards from Shadow Specters that you should look out for, and hopefully all of us will be able to get a decent number of at our sneak peeks. Until next time, people, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and, well, this is BlueStar899, jacking out.